All right, so this is a 1984 Chevy G30 with dualies. It's referred to in some spots as a high cube with like some of the tires and stuff. But this is a Lazy Days is a Class C camper van. Now, if you can see right there, there's like all that junk. There was a it looks like there was a leak in this, but it could have been the seal right there on that goes to the outer bearings. Since we got it off, we're gonna change it anyways. On the one on the opposite side, it was the brake cylinder that was leaking, and the plastic is, you know, we're gonna change it out anyways, even if it wasn't leaking, because the plastic is so you know, you could tear it with your fingers. Very, very old and nasty. So we thought it was a leak on this one. We thought it was a leak on this side. On the other one it was, but on this one it seems like it's not. It seems like it's the this gasket right here that is supposed to go over here, and it looks like it's all differential fluid. But we were you know, I'm changing out all the differential fluid is like all brown and nasty, so we're changing it out anyways. But so if you come over here, we're gonna change out we're gonna change out these ones as well. Get a little camera shy, but it's okay though. All right, so if you're removing the ones on the bottom, if you look right here, so if you flip this over, it's, you know, that's how you knock out the gasket and this one. But you know, if you look, there's a keeper right here. You see those little U's. So, you know, you're gonna be hammering on this thing all day. It's not gonna move until you take that keeper out. Now first I use these Harbor Freight ones, and the Harbor Freight ones were not, you know, they snapped off. And second, I got these ones from AutoZone. They're the Duralast ones. They said that they're heavy duty, and they, you know, they didn't snap off. And they were actually working a little bit, but you know, they stick out kind of far, and I really like these because you can, you know, you can change them no matter what area you want them to go. And if you look in here, there's these little things that, you know, you can change the little ends on them. It's pretty awesome. But they didn't actually work for this job that good. If you know, they might work for you, but at the same time they might not though. And they didn't exactly work for me. So I got these ones. These they're long pliers. If you get regular long pliers, that might work for you as well. But I got these ones from Harbor Freight. And what is it? Duralast also makes them. It's about 20 bucks. But when you open them, it doesn't open that wide because of this joint right here. And so, you know, you're not getting it's not like hitting the corners or whatever. You're actually, you know, you're pretty solid on trying to get it. But I took these out with these long pliers, this one worked for me. Like I said, if you got those Duralast ones, those ones may work for you, but the keeper there is it's, I don't know, it's pretty thick and it's pretty solid, and I don't know, maybe it's, you know, I'm FYI, I'm not a mechanic, obviously, but yeah, I'm not sure if you're supposed to use these, but I did. You don't really bend them or anything. It doesn't break them off. Those were, I was reading that those were some of the problems, but well, I didn't have no problems with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Since it is an 84, you know, you got to change out the seals and stuff, but let's see. Yeah, the at AutoZone, they got a kit for the springs and the you know, all this other, the keepers and stuff. So, you know, they're only about $8 if you know, you got any of them broken or you just don't want to clean them up or whatever. One of the problems that I had, since it is kind of old, it's an 86, I had a damn I had to put it in a vise because the brake adjuster was not working. So this thing, it wasn't working, but I put it in a vise and break it, and then not break it, but break the hole on it, and you know, pack it with grease, clean it and pack it with grease. I'm using high temp grease on the bearings. There you go, bearings. And you know, the rest of it is pretty easy. This one's actually a little bit more intact, the rubber on the wheel cylinder, but they're built in. I've seen some where these come off, but these ones, this one seems a little bit more firm, maybe because it wasn't broken and soaking in oil or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, these ones are a little bit more firm. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just replacing the seals and stuff on a bunch of different things, just because it's a little bit old. All right, you know, got comments or questions or anything like that, go ahead and leave them. I'm gonna clean this, because the differential fluid's been leaking. It's just a bunch of mess everywhere, so I'm gonna clean these up and, you know, degreaser and install some new we got some new brake pads, so I'm gonna install those in and get rid of those ones. They still got a lot of meat on them, but yeah. All right, have a nice day. Oh, and one more thing, as we were trying to put the wheel cylinder in, it was a super tight fit because of this back plate right here, and it's kind of smashed in between the what is it, the shocks with the leaf springs, I believe they're called. But yeah, we were going to, well, I was going to remove this, or at least loosen them up so I can get it in the back, but the way that it is on the back, there's two bars that are like, how do you say, they're pretty thick, and they make them, they're about, they go like about this way down, and it's hard to get in here and it's hard to get in this way, but it is easier to get in this way. You can just fit your fingers in if you don't got sausage fingers like I do, and it's pretty easy to get your fingers in the back, just to tighten the bolts that are holding down the cylinder. And another thing is that when it's like this and it's kind of a tight squeeze, I do recommend the bleeder valve. I do recommend breaking the bleeder valve on the back of the wheel cylinder, just so you're not just so when you put it in, just so you're not like struggling to get it, because it's a bit of a leverage thing, because the wrench that you use is a smaller diameter wrench, so it's only about this big, so you can't really like crank on it or whatever. Plus, when it breaks, you're likely to smash your fingers and bust your knuckles and stuff. If you're working on cars, I'm sure you know that. But yeah, so just when you get the new ones, since these are they said that there's two types of these. The ones for the original G30 van, and since this is, and there's ones for like the high cube and the Chevy G30, like the one for RVs and stuff. So these ones are a bit bigger than your standard ones. The other ones for the 1-ton van were like shorter and less, not as thick. But yeah, just make sure you break the bleeder valve before you install it, and it's not very fun installing it. But yeah, you know, if you got any questions at all, and also if you look, looks like there's holes back there. Those holes were, I can't find them, but they're little clamps and stuff, and you take one of them out, and that's where you adjust this, and you gotta move this, because if you don't, it's going to hold this right here. I mean, it's probably frozen like the other one was, so you're not gonna be able to move it anyways. But yeah, just something to know when, you know, you put it all greased up and lubed up when you're adjusting your brakes again. But you know, but also, yeah, so I'm gonna probably have to break this from a vise and a wrench or something like that. Yeah, or you could just buy a new one at the AutoZone. They're only like less than $10. So is the spring set, but I mean, if you're trying to save money, just clean it, I guess. But okay, have a nice day. Oh, and if you got any questions, or you know, if you I don't know, I want to ask me anything, whatever, like, comment, subscribe, or not, it doesn't matter. Have a nice day.